Because if you are exhibiting any of these signs, then people probably feel the chaos, even if you don't even realize that there's chaos around you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Adunola, Adeshola if you're new around here, and I teach high achievers how to land new jobs they love at companies they love. My clients have landed job offers at places you might be familiar with, and my advice has been featured in publications that you might have heard of. So before you assume you're doomed or that you're out of options because you're not getting interviews, even though you're qualified and even though you're busting your butt to apply for jobs, let's talk about a few reasons why you might not be getting called back after you apply for the position. And don't forget to stick around until the end, because you're gonna wanna know all of these mistakes to make sure that you're not making them, or so that you can fix them if you are making them. So mistake number one, you are underselling yourself in your resume. A few signs that you might be making this mistake is if you say to yourself things like, I don't know if I should put that on my resume because I really only did that once or twice. Or I don't know if I should say that I did that if it wasn't just me, I did it with my team. I know, you mean well, you wanna be honest, you wanna be transparent, but underselling yourself actually works against you because it makes hiring managers and recruiters question if you have the experience for the role that you're applying for, even though you clearly do. I always say if you make them guess, then they're going to guess wrong about you and move on. So instead of talking about yourself as bragging, I want you to see talking about your skills and your accomplishments as helpful, informative, and clear. So if you've been guilty of underselling yourself, or if you're even not sure if you've been making this mistake, I want you to pull out your resume. If it helps, print it out if you still know what a printer is, and then go through each bullet line by line and ask yourself for each bullet, what really happened? Sometimes, and I've seen this with my clients in my coaching program, you can get so caught up in having the most perfect bullet and saying the most perfect thing that you really don't even know what you're saying. Ask yourself, what story am I telling in this bullet? Am I conveying the best version of this story? You can even take it up a notch and pull out the handy dandy voice memo app on your phone and just record yourself talking about what really happened. Oftentimes when I share this pro tip with my clients, they discover that there are some details that they have excluded from their resume that is actually necessary for them to include when talking about that example. I have a free job search class where I share a lot more on how to take your job search up a notch and turn your experience into value. And so if you want to check that out, go ahead. The link is in my description box to sign up and attend that class. You're gonna learn so much, I promise you. Mistake number two is that you are all over the place. Some signs that you are a little bit all over the place is if you can't even count how many versions of your resume you have on your computer. Another sign that you're all over the place is if you don't even know what jobs you've applied to or how many jobs you've applied to at this point. Maybe you sometimes even get denied for a job and you're like, when did I even apply for that? I forgot, I got rejected and didn't even know I applied for the job. If that's the level you're at with your job search, then you are definitely all over the place. Another sign that you could be all over the place is if you're not even sure what you want to do next at this point. Like you're willing to take anything or everything. Maybe you started your job search kind of having an idea, but with the rejections just pouring in like water, you're like, I will take anything and everything, whatever. If you are exhibiting any of these signs, then people probably feel the chaos, even if you don't even realize that there's chaos around you. And at the very least, even if they don't feel the chaos, they certainly do not feel the clarity. I always say to my clients, you have to be willing to slow down to speed up. And the same thing is true here. And so what I recommend you do is to really take a step back and to think about, what do I really want to do next? Then if you're one of those people who have 12 dozen resumes, I want you to pick one of your best resumes, the one that makes you feel really good about yourself, and then go through that resume with a fine-tooth comb. See if what you're communicating on your resume really communicates to the hiring manager and recruiters that you can excel in the position that you've decided that you want. Ask yourself, what bullets do you need to completely remove? What bullets do you need to tweak and refine and edit? What do you need to add to showcase your value? Make sure that those bullets really communicate what you can do for that particular type of role. And then use that resume as a benchmark going forward for those type of positions. If you do find another type of role that is more aligned with your skills and your interests, that's fine. You just want to use the same process to convey that you can excel in that position. But ultimately, you want to have that benchmark resume that really communicates what you can do for the general type of role that you're looking for. This way, you know that you're not just communicating your career history, that you're always communicating the top skills that the general type of role that you're interested in is looking for in their candidate. The next mistake is that you're using too much jargon on your resume. So let's talk about what jargon is. While some people might say that jargon is any special words or terms that you use in your job search, I take it a step further and say that jargon is also any type of word or accomplishment or result that will be difficult for others outside of your current company or outside of your current industry to understand when reading your resume. The problem with using too much jargon is that if you want to make a career change or level up in your career, that jargon can dilute the fact that you have the experience for that next industry or that next level in your career. You'll leave recruiters and hiring managers thinking that you're better off staying exactly where you are because you seem really great at what you do, but not great enough for what they're wanting you to do next, even though you do have the experience for that next opportunity. So how do you fix that? I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna hold it back. Pull out some job descriptions for your ideal role. So let's say you've decided that you wanna be a social media marketing manager. Read through how different companies describe what they would like you to achieve in that position. Then look at your resume and see if you're describing your accomplishments and your results in the same way they're describing what they want you to do in that new role. And check to see if there are any words or accomplishments or language that you're using that distract from the message that you can actually do what they want you to do in that new position. And then delete and repeat every step of the way to the end of your resume. So for example, this is something that I see my clients make that seems harmless, but it actually can be distracting. And it's if you are constantly name dropping clients or brands that aren't relevant to the next company or that the next company won't be familiar with. So the key here is to swap their names for more relevant adjectives that relate to the next company so that they're able to say, oh wow, that's what we're looking for. Oh wow, we're wanting you to do that for us too. For example, if you do PR for oil and gas companies, but you're wanting to move into doing PR for tech companies, instead of saying that you did a brand campaign, for example, for a natural gas company, you could swap that out to something else. You might want to say instead that you did a brand campaign for a global Fortune 500 company, if that's what they are, and if that adjective or that detail is relevant to the next company. Let me know if you're catching my drift by dropping "got it" in the comments if this is already having your wheels turning on what else you can be doing to stand out and land more interviews. If you'd like more tips on how to take your job search up a notch and land more interviews and get hired for a new job that you'll actually love, then you want to head to my description box right now and go sign up for my free class where I share so much more on simple strategies that you can be doing right now to make sure that you are standing out, impressing hiring managers, and moving forward in the job search process. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Okay? Subscribe so that you don't miss out on any other tips and tricks on how to land a new job that you'll love, and I will see you in my next video.